Good morning, students. Good morning, all of you. I am C.H. Vijay Kumar, your computer lecturer. Today, I want to uh, discuss about e-commerce, something about e-commerce. So, I want to discuss about today the e-commerce business models. So, please, listen carefully and note down the important points in your notebook. Okay, all of you put yourselves into mute and pay attention what I am saying. So just uh, the concept is e-commerce business models. Okay, let us just have a look on the particular diagram here. Okay, there is a buyer and there is a internet explorer. The first thing is online buyer purchases a product at merchant site. So we are buyers. For suppose we are buyers. Let us assume that we are buyers. So if you want to buy a product, just a shirt or pant, okay, uh, from a particular website like Flipkart and Snapdeal, like that. So we, now uh, we are called as we are now online buyers. So for buying a product through online, we need a internet connection, either cable connection or either wired connection or wireless connection. So we have to use a wireless station. So the particular internet will be the will have the certification. So Internet Explorer and everything should have every browser should have ISO standards and higher standards. So we have to use the that browser, and from that browser we can open any website. Okay, after that, the second step, okay, what is going on is consumers' information is encrypted while being transferred over the internet. So our information is encrypted. Encryption means maintaining secretly. What is it? Maintaining our data secretly. Okay, maintaining our data secretly. So encryption, that is maintaining data secretly. That is known as encryption. So in the particular screen, you will see that the buyer's information will be sent to the particular website. So consumer's information is encrypted while being transferred over the internet. All of you put yourselves in mute mode, please. Mute mode, please. Okay. And the third thing is the online store transmits the formatted order from the web host to the payment gateway. So now the online store transmits our data, uh, okay, and the particular order from the web host to the payment gateway. So if you want to buy a shirt in a Flipkart, what we have to do? We have to choose that particular buying option and select that, and we can add it to the cart, or we can buy that particular shirt. Okay, on that time, on that time. Okay, using a payment gateway. That is okay. There are some payment gateways. You already know about that. What are the payment gateways? Are State Bank of India, any bank, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, any bank. Okay, or by credit card or debit card, or by ATM code, or by net banking or by UPI wallet or by any bank transfer or by cash on delivery or by cash on delivery. Okay, so these are the okay payment gateway options. Okay, which are used to buy the certain things available online. So from the online store. So every online store should maintain anti-fraud system. What is it? Anti-fraud system. Every online store should maintain anti-fraud system. What is anti-fraud system? We are buying. We are buying the certain things from a particular website. So we are purchasing the products. We are purchasing the products. So we are giving money. We are giving money to the particular organization. Okay, which maintains that website. So our money will be withdrawn from our bank and deposited. Okay, and will be deposited into that organization's bank account. So meanwhile, okay, there may be a threat. Okay, there may be a intrusion. There may be a thefting. There may be a chance of theft. Okay, so online theft. So our money will be redirected to another fraudulent bank or fraudulent sender. So the particular company or organization have the uh, uh, should have the secret codes and should have the okay anti-fraud system, okay, which is used to avoid the fraudulent thing. So this is the that is the main that is the main task. While we are purchasing the particular things, the particular company should maintain anti-fraudulent system. Do you understand that? After that, our money, okay. After that, the payment gateway continues processing the transaction. Okay, it then transmits a request for the card to be changed to MEPS for validation. For validation. So the payment gateway continues processing the transaction. Then it transmits a request for the card to be changed MEPS for validation. So just observe that if we buy a product online, then it asks for payment, and if we give okay the payment gateway like UPI wallet, like banks like State Bank of India, HDFC, ICICI, Axis, like that, or credit card or debit card, or by okay any UPI pin or password, okay, or by cash on delivery. If we give these type of okay any type of option among them, the particular amount will be deducted from our bank account, and that will be transferred to the particular organization's bank account. So okay meanwhile what is happening, it, it will redirect it will the particular organization will redirect our payment to from our bank to their bank. So after the payment will be transferred from our bank to the particular particular bank. Okay, in the particular bank transaction, okay, there will be two transactions occurred. What is it? Withdrawn from our bank, the amount withdrawn from our bank, and the amount deposited in the particular organization's bank. So there will be two transactions happened. The first one is withdrawing amount from our bank account and uh, transferring the money transferring our money from our bank to okay organization's bank, that is Flipkart's bank, or that is that particular shop's bank, or the or to the particular organization's bank. So payment gateway transfers the fund to the merchant's bank account. Okay, to the merchant's bank account. Merchant means who is merchant here? Okay, who is selling the products? Okay, required to us. So if the particular amount will be deducted from our bank account and okay credited to the merchant's bank account, then the transaction is completed. The transaction is completed. So these are all the things online. Okay, made online. Okay, for suppose if you take in real life in general manually, if you go to a shop, if we if you want to buy a product from a shop or from a kirana shop, okay, what will you do? You just go to that particular kirana shop and asks him for some products and purchasing them. After purchasing, what we have to do? What will you do? You give the money to the particular merchant, and he will take the money, and he will give the particular products to you. So this is manual process. This is manual process. We are saying it as a commercial process. What is it? Commercial process. But whereas if we do these same things in online, okay, then this process is known as e-commerce. What is it? E-commerce. Because we are using online. That means we are using electronic devices like smartphones, tabs, computers. So using them, okay, we can do anything. We can purchasing the products, we can selling the products, we can modify the products, we can update the products, we can return the products, we can receive the money, we can send the money, like that. The transactions will be made online very easily. But while we go to the market or kirana shop, okay, what is the disadvantage? Time wasting. So it will take some time to okay go from home to the kirana shop and choose the particular tasks and ask the particular ask for the particular item and their quality. So it is time taking process somewhat. So there is no there is no fraudulent things will be happened online. It will be okay maintained very strictly when we are buying the products online. Have to be more concentrated on your subject. You have to note every point, each and every point. Just listen carefully and okay, see what I am explaining. So the second thing is, so we just explained what okay, how the particular e-commerce is going on. E-commerce process is going on. So you have already know that you are buying some products from Flipkart, Snapdeal, OLX, like that. Okay, okay. After that, uh, a business model. What is a business model? It is a method of doing business by which a company can generate revenue to sustain itself. To sustain itself. So a business model is a method of doing business by which a company can generate revenue itself. Okay. So a company can generate revenue itself. Okay. That is called as a business model. Okay. Doing businesses, okay, that a company can generate revenue to sustain itself, okay, to survive itself. Okay, organizations must define and execute a strategy to be successful in e-commerce. Organizations must define and execute a strategy to be successful in e-commerce. They should have a plan. They should have a predefined plan. They should have a logic. They should have a particular schedule. Okay, uh, to be successful in the e-commerce. So e-commerce is nothing. E-commerce is what e-commerce means. What is okay? Buying things, selling things. Okay, transferring money. These are all comes under e-commerce. But uh, these are all okay made in real life manually. But we can in real life we can use computers, electronic devices. Okay, for maintaining for performing e-commerce tasks. After that, a business model aims to use the unique qualities of the internet and World Wide Web called okay e-business model. What is a business model? A business model that aims to use okay and the particular unique qualities of internet and the World Wide Web is called e-business model. After that, let us have a look on the components that are contained within a business model. Okay, uh, address all functions of a business, including such factors as the expenses, revenues, operating strategies, corporate structure, and sales and marketing procedures. The company's policy, operations, technology, and ideology define its business model. Okay, what a business model contains as components. The components of business model are okay, business, the functions of business, including such factors as expenses, revenues, operating strategies, corporate structure, and sales and marketing procedures. Once again, I am saying the components of business model are businesses or business functions of a business, okay, expenses, revenues, operating strategies, corporate structure, and sales and marketing procedures. Okay, a company's policy, operations, technology, and ideology define its business model. Which factors define a business model? A business model is defined by a company's policy, operations, technology, and ideology. Okay. After that, there are seven unique features. Okay, of business model. The first feature is ubiquity. Okay, how these features impact on a business environment? Just see here. Ubiquity means alters industry structure by creating a new marketing channels and expanding size of overall market. Creates new efficiencies and industry operations and lowers cost of firms, uh, firms sales operations. How enables new differentiation strategies. Enables new differentiation strategies. Okay, what is it? Just wait. Okay, after that, so what is ubiquity? It alters industry structure by creating new marketing channels. Okay, the industry structure will be modified. Okay, by introducing a new marketing channels and expanding the size of overall market. It creates new efficiencies in industry operations and lowers cost of firms' sales operations. Enables new strategies. Enables enables new strategies. Okay, enables new strategies. So, okay, it is called ubiquity. What is it? Ubiquity. Ubiquity means the new features and the new strategies and the new plans about a particular uh, uh, business will be introduced. The innovative procedures or the creative procedures, creative strategies will be introduced. After that, what is the second thing is global reach. What is global reach? The particular products and items will be available online, and we can purchase anywhere from anywhere. So changes industry structure by lowering barriers to entry but greatly expands market at the same time. You have to underline this point, greatly expands market at the same time. At what time? Lowering barriers to entry, okay, but greatly expands market at the same time. Lower cost of industry and firm operations through production and sales efficiencies. And sales efficiencies enables competition on a global scope. So the organization say, which is ready to sell a product in at lower price, that organization will be okay. That organization will be come forward than the remaining organizations at high speed because it offers the lowest cost. So when there is a lowest cost, okay, all the customers and consumers go to the online to go to the market and sold the and purchase the products and purchase the products. So okay, that is a global reach. Okay, universal standards. What are universal standards? Changes industry structure by lowering barriers to entry and intensifying competition within a industry. Lower costs of industry and firm operations by lowering computing and communication costs enables broad scope strategies. So, universal standards means okay, the data charges and the product sales and the firm operations will be made lower, okay, by lowering computing, made higher by lowering computing and communication cost. That means the particular industry structure will be changed, okay, by maintaining lower costs of operations, okay, and computing and communication costs. The computing and communication costs are made very low, okay. This enables broad scope strategy. Richness. What is richness? We have to we have to discuss. It alters or modifies industry structure by reducing strength of powerful distribution channels, changes industry and firm operations cost by lessening reliance on sales forces, enhances post-sales strategies. So, what is meant by richness? Richness means the superior quality made by the offered by the particular organization, and the particular sales price will be lowered, and the particular thing and the particular product will be uh, okay, more effective. So the next thing is interactivity. Interactivity means communication. So reducing the threat of substitutes through enhanced customization reduces industry and firm costs by lessening reliance on sales forces, Okay, enables differentiate strategies. It will interact with other websites and organizations and people and consumers and gives more products. Okay, we can customize okay the particular data given in the website. Personalization or customization. This alters industry structure by reducing okay threats of substitutes, rising barriers to entry, reduce value chain costs in industry and firm by lessening reliance on sales force. Information density. What is information density? Changes industry structure by weakening people, powerful sales channels, shifting bargaining power to consumer, reduces industry and firm operation costs by lowering costs of obtaining, processing, and distributing information about suppliers and consumers. Suppliers and consumers. So, the particular information and data through the channels and uh, so shifting bargaining power to consumer. There is a the bargaining power. Okay, to every customer. Reduces industry and firm operations costs by lowering costs of obtaining. So, the costs of operations, firm operations, and industries, okay, will be lowered. Processing and distributing information about supplies and customers, okay, will be made in information. Yes, these factors affect the business model. These are the important factors. The first which is the ubiquity, the second which is global reach, and the third which is universal standards, and the fourth which is richness, and the fifth which is interactivity, and the sixth feature is personalization or customization, and the last feature is information density. What are the components of business model? Okay, the next thing is components of business model. The components of business model are the first one is value proposition, the second one is revenue model, the third one is market opportunity, the fourth one is competitive environment, the fifth one is competitive advantage, the sixth one is market strategy, the seventh one is organizational development, the eighth one is management team. The eighth one is management team. Just have a look on that. The first one is the first component of the business model is value proposition, and the second one is revenue model, and the third one is market opportunity, and the fourth one is competitive environment, and the fifth one is competitive advantage, and the sixth one is market strategy, and the seventh one is organizational development, and the eighth one is management team. So after that, what is a multi-stage model for e-commerce? Just see what is a multi-stage model. Okay? Multi-stage model means what? Let's see. Okay, multi-stage model of for e-commerce. What it does is the first thing it does is search and identification. The second thing is selection and negotiation. The third thing is purchasing products and services electronically. The fourth one is product and service delivery. Okay, the fifth one is after sales service. What are the what a multi-stage model consists? Okay, for e-commerce, multi-stage model for e-commerce consists. Okay, a search and identification process. Search and identification process. Selection and negotiation. Purchasing products, services automatically, electronically. Okay, product and service delivery. And okay, the last one is after sales service. After sales service. Let us have a look on the picture here. Okay, given. Just see here. Okay, buyer. Start from buyer. The first point. Buyer, what he does, search and identifies. Okay. Um, the multi-stage means there are several stages, there are several steps. It begins from buyer. So buyer chooses searches uh, his respective product, his required product, and identifies it. And after that, okay, he selects and negotiate. He selects and negotiates, and he wants to purchase the product. He will begin the purchasing process. Okay? Purchasing process. So after that, if he, after he purchased, the product and service delivery will be started. Okay, and after that, okay, after sales service, that means the product will be okay. uh, After sales service means, okay, after selling the product, okay, he searches and identifies the second thing and the third thing and the fourth thing, and the and automatically after sales process services will be came. After that, from the fourth step, product and service delivery, okay, so the buyer will be made through through traditional delivery, through traditional delivery. So these are the multi-stage step model. Okay? So now you can understand. I think you understand. You are all understand the particular multi-stage model. What is multi-stage model? What multi-stage model is? So this is the multi-stage model. The purchasing of things by us online. So this is the clarity picture. Okay, automatically the CRM view. What is the CRM view? Just see here. In the CRM view, demanding and planning, supply planning, demand and fulfillment. These are the steps. These are the three steps. Demanding and planning phase consists of analyzing buying patterns, developing customer forecasts, supply planning consists strategic planning, inventory planning, distribution planning, okay, procurement planning, transportation planning, supply allocation. These are all belongs to the particular industry. Okay, analyzing and buying patterns belongs to the particular customer. Okay, developing customer demand forecast belongs to uh, overview. That is mean reviews. These belongs to, okay, the particular organization, and we can review every item. Okay, demand fulfillment, order fulfillment. Okay, depending upon our required order, if the product came or not. That is the thing. Backlog management. So if any delay occurred, okay, there will be a management. Okay, demand fulfillment, order promising. So depending upon our required order, the promised order will be came or not. Customer verification, the correct the product will be sent to the correct customer or not. That means if any agent from a Flipkart or Snapdeal came and give uh, give our product, then he asks that then he asks that okay, then he asks that asks for OTP, which comes into our cell phone, which comes into our cell phone. Okay, so and we will tell the particular OTP received. Okay, na? After that, if we told the particular OTP, then he will give our product. So after that, order capture will be made. Okay, and we will receive the correct product. If we fail to receive the correct product, what we will do? Okay, we will return the particular item to the particular Flipkart or any uh, company or organization. Okay, so after that, a call will be came from the customer service of the particular organization, and he will uh, take the particular unwanted product and ready to give the and starts to give the particular product. Okay, to us. So these are the models and the services offered by e-business. Okay, electronic business. So kindly note all the points. Okay, I explained. So I will. I want to finish this class now. Okay. After that, I will take class in the next session, that is on Monday. I think. Okay. If possible, I will take the class tomorrow. So please take care. Thank you. Thank you, Ananda. Is it enough? Hello.